You ever see a bass follow your lure all the way to the bank and then just turn away? That's one of the most frustrating things in fishing. Today I'm going to explain why bass do this, especially in high pressured public ponds, and what you could do to make them bite. And what you could do to make them bite so you can keep on catching those biggins after biggins, yes sir, all day long, son. And let's just jump right into it. One of the main reasons is your bait is moving too fast. I've seen it, I've been there. It happens to me more times than I like to admit. We've all been through it. You cast out there. It happens to me with a bladed swim jig. I'll cast it out there, I'm bringing it in. Next thing you know, I see that bass following, or I see that wake, and then boom, I'm already up at the shore. A lot of times you could recast, cast that back out there, slow it down, and boom, that bass will come back and hit it. Sometimes, I'm telling you, here's one of those things that most anglers do wrong. And I've also done this. Hey, I've been in the same boat. Been doing this for over 35 years. Trust me, I've been in the same boat. The best thing you can do when this happens is, in my mind, says, okay, I'm moving it too fast. I cast back there, I slow it down, and they don't chase it, they don't hit it. I won't overfish that area. I'll walk away from that area. I know that bass is aggressive. I know it's following. I know it's hungry. It wouldn't be aggressive or hungry if it didn't follow my lure. I walk away from that spot. I let it cool down. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I go back. Same angle, same cast, same lure, slow it down, and you have a great success of catching that bass again. Yes, sir. The lure looks unnatural. It's more curiosity, right? It's curious. So, you cast out your lure, makes a splash, bass are curious, they go check it out. It's too flashy, it's too loud. And a lot of times they'll just chase it out of curiosity. And they won't bite it. And you're like, oh, what just happened? It's too flashy. When you're fishing these high pressure public ponds, and you're fishing these loud lures, I'm telling you, a lot of times those bass will be curious, they'll follow it, but they have no plans of ever hitting it. You want to stick to natural presentations. Again, I go back to finesse. Do you always have to fish finesse? I've been talking about a lot of finesse. No, you don't. I talk about a bladed swim jig, slow rolling, a yo-yo, keeping it natural. Most of the ponds I fish are bluegill, so I want to stick with that natural colors of the bluegill or the lures. If I'm going to fish a crankbait, that's where you want to fish a crankbait. Again, I want to try to make it as natural as possible. It looks like a bluegill. I want to slow down that crankbait. Even a lipless crankbait, again, I want to slow it down. You can still use those, but try to keep it as natural as possible. Try to match the color to the bait fish, and just try to have a slower presentation. When those bass are curious and not feeding, again, they're chasing it all the way to the bank, they're curious, they come take a look at it like, nah, I don't want that today. You'd be like, I'm gonna catch you. Listen here, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you, I guarantee it, yes sir. What you want to do is a pause and retrieve, right? Cast it out there, pause, retrieve. It gives that bass the curiosity. They're on the edge, right? They're on that edge of, like, do I hit it or do I not hit it, right? And a lot of times just that pause, just let it sit. They're in their mind like, I already checked it out. I'm going. You pause it. Screw it. I might as well eat it. Boom! There's a biggin after biggin. Yes, sir. That's how you do it. I can tell you an example of this. Last fall I was out fishing, and I'm fishing in this back cove, and I'm fishing a bladed swing jig, and I casted it all out there. And I casted it, and I'm slow rolling. A bladed swim jig. I'm like, come on, bro, this has to be money. And the bass hits it. It's like, boom. Just comes up and taps it. Boom. And I'm like, bro, slow it down a little bit more. It comes up and boom, just smacks it. I'm like, okay, what the heck is this thing doing? It smacked it 3 times. It never hit it. It just smacked it. Just must have tapped it. I'm like, all right. Took a step back. So I waited about a minute, 2 minutes. I was like, I'm going to catch this. I guarantee I'm going to catch this thing. Cast it back. Same cast, same location. And I started bringing it in. And I knew where that first hit was. So I bring it right across that, slow roll that, and I bring it. I pause. Pause for like 3 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And just let it sit there. And I started bringing it up again. What about another 5 feet? I paused it. So let it sit there. I started reeling that thing in. But a third time I did that pause and I started retrieving again, it hit it. And it was like a 4-pound bass. Instead of pause and retrieve, when it's curious, you can see it, or even when it hits it, and it doesn't like bite it, I'm telling you, they're right at they're right there. I mean, they're right at the cusp of hitting it. Sometimes you just gotta get it. You just gotta get it over that edge, and that pause and retrieval, that little method will get it done. The one thing I'll say about that is, if you get a bass that's like hitting it, you don't want to overwork the lure. A lot of people will recast right back in there, and they'll be like, "Oh, I gotta burn it." I mean, that bass is aggressive. I gotta burn it. No. Stick with your same retrieval. You want to slow it down even more, and that pause and retrieval method, 80 to 90% of the time, I'm telling you, you're going to get that bass. They've seen that lure too many times. The key to it is downsizing or change the profile. And when I talk about this is, bladed swim jig. I might downsize. I might go from a 1/2 ounce, I might use 11 gram. I changed the profile and I changed the size. I downsized. So I did 2 things all in one, changing one lure. That's going to help. They're chasing it. I know they're chasing a bladed swim jig. Now, if I get them following, get 2 or 3, I'm like, all right, that's fine. Now I'm going to downsize and go to 11 gram. I don't use a trailer. I change my profile. And that's going to help you in these situations. Wrong angle. Bass often need that bait to come through their strike zone, right? And sometimes you just pass it through, and there's on the back side of them, they're facing this way, and you're bringing that lure, and they might just chase it. But if you change that angle and you bring it right in front of them, it gives them a better opportunity to react to it. And a lot of times when that bait's coming through, and it's just, here it's facing this way, and you're bringing a bait here, a lot of times they'll just chase it. It's just a bad angle. Change your angle, and now that bass is going to hit it. Changing angles could mean the difference between catching those bass and not catching those bass. I'm telling you, mix up your angle. I used to talk about it all the time when I used to fish hydrillomats. When you're fishing hydrillomats, it's all angles. I mean, it's 100%. Or algae on top of a pond, it's 100% angles. I'll cast here, I'll get one that blows up. Misses it, right? I'm like, I won't cast back there. I'll change my angle. And when you change your angle, it's the same thing. I learned that when I used to fish hydrillomats all the time. When I used to fish hydrillomats, I'm like, all right, cast it out there, miss one. I cast it back out there, miss. I mean, it would never hit again. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Why would I hit it? I change my angle, and I'll recast in a different angle, and that bass will hit it. I'm like, well, if it's doing that on hydrillomats, it's going to do that in any other situation. It's all about angles. Mixing up your angles could be huge. It's a big difference. When they're chasing, again, take a step back. Hey, a bass is chased and hit it. Take a step back. Wait a minute. Say, okay, what happens if I change my angle a little bit? If that bass is coming from here, all right. I bet you that thing was pointed that way. So I'm gonna walk over, boom, cast. Wait about a minute. That bass is gonna go back to the spot it's from, or where it came from. That bass is definitely going back. It's not like a bass followed your lure and then went over to the other section of the lake. Bass don't do that. They're going to go back to the same spot they were in. Now I'm going to change my angle and come across. Boom! Biggin, yes sir. Biggin after biggin, yes sir. Getting it done all day long. We'll talk a little bit about color. I was just out fishing a couple weeks ago. I was using a pit boss going weightless. You guys know how we get it done, son. You guys know how we do it, right? Going weightless at pit boss, And I want this bright red. It was like a red crawl. All right. And I'm casting it out there. And there's some grass, but it's wintertime, so a lot of it's dead. And I came across this grass patch, and I can see it because it's bright red. Cast it across, and I'm bringing it through, and a patch of grass, and I'm swinging around across. I can see it on top of that grass. Comes off that grass, and just starts to fall. Bass comes over from this other side of the grass, comes over, and like, it bolted right to it. I mean, it was like, I'm like, holy crap. It's like, it was right there. I'm like, that's pretty quick. And I just stared at it. I never moved it. Came off that grass, it was falling. I see that bass coming around, looked at it, never moved my lure. Just let it fall natural. Looked at it, just took off. I'm like, bro. I needed that one today. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all been there, right? I was like, bro, I need that. I'm like, huh. It might be too bright of a red color. So I didn't make another cast. Kind of take a step back. I'm like, it's interested in that lure. It's interested in the presentation. I was like, I wonder if it's a color. Thing. Went back to my bag. I changed my color. And I went to something more, I didn't go with the red, I went to more like an orangish, brownish. And that's what I went with. I waited a couple minutes and went back to my tackle box, got the bag of Berkeley Pit Boss, put one on there. And I knew where that came, like I said, I watched that bass come across. I changed my angle. I was like, I know where it came. I went over, and I cast it, I was like, zoom. I was like, all right, I changed my angle, I changed my color. Brought it across, boom! Big bass after big bass, and I got it. Sometimes it's just changing your color, especially when it looks at it. If a bass follows your lure and you stop, especially on like a finesse, it goes all the way up, it looks at it. You see bass all the time, they'll come up to your bait, and they'll just look at it. And they just like swim around it, and I'm like, they're not gonna hit it. Changing your color, downsizing, can get that bass to bite. That's the key to it. When you see a bass following your lure, take a step back, slow it down, pause and retrieve. Sometimes even waiting 5 minutes, coming back, change that angle, change your profile. That bass is hungry, it's aggressive. Just changing a little thing and how you present that lure to that bass will make the difference of you catching that bass or you walking away scratching your head like, couldn't catch it. Guarantee you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you stuck around this far and you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. If you're already a subscriber, I greatly appreciate all the support. I really do. Drop a comment down below. Love to have a conversation. What do you do to get bass to bite when they chase and don't hit? How do you get that bass to bite? Let me know. I'd love to have that conversation, and let's just get it done, son, together. All right, don't forget to check out all the links down below. Don't forget to check out the merch store. Don't forget to check out the membership. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps grow the channel. And I'll catch you next time on Getting It Done Fishing. Yes, sir.